If you're tired of online dating, or you just don't, you're ready to date and you're not ready to get online just yet, try dating traditional dating methods, but with a strategy and with a focus.
Did you push record?
Thanks so much for joining us today on Second Act TV. I'm so happy to welcome back one of our favorite dating experts here on Second Act, Tina Jesso. Tina, thanks so much for joining me again.
It's always a pleasure, Silka. Thank you.
Well, as I said, Tina is a dating expert. She's also a Jack Canfield trainer, so very focused on helping people over 40, 50, 60 find their best life and find new love. And that's what we want to talk about today, Tina. You and I had conversations offline just about the frustration that people are feeling with online dating. It's changed a lot from when both you and I were on there. And we really want to talk about alternatives to online. And you made some great suggestions of why, let's put a light really on traditional dating. Let's talk about that. How do we get back to the basics?
Yeah, absolutely. And just to support what you were just saying, Silka, according to some surveys and done in the last couple of years, over 54% of people are really dissatisfied with online dating. Of the people that don't even bother with online dating, believe it or not, 60% of those people find their mates through traditional, just like you said, traditional types of meetups, such as through family and friends and from work. Now, I know COVID has put a whole new light on that recently, but I think that really by thinking about the different ways that you can meet people in your daily life, and especially through kind of like recommendations through friends and family, and get it. Why not let everybody know that's around you that you're open to dating, and you would really appreciate their help, right? So what better way to meet people than to have recommendations, especially, with the current era of online dating and catfishing and people showing up on dates and they really don't look like themselves. It doesn't happen all the time. I don't want to put any, negativity out there regarding that because it's an amazing way to meet people. But why not, if you're tired of online dating, or you just don't, you're ready to date and you're not ready to get online just yet, try dating traditional dating methods, but with a strategy and with a focus.
Yeah. You know what I found interesting about that, when you say friends and family, and I mean, that's very traditional. That's how we've met, forever. And one way to really expand on working with friends and family is now that we have social media, which we didn't have, years and years and years ago. Those immediate social circles might be quite larger on social media. Talk about that, how we can utilize that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? Facebook is a perfect venue, is a perfect platform because the people that hang out there tend to be over the age of 30 and 40, right? So we're already kind of in our age group and people are on there on a regular basis. So let's say you're checking out a friend that you haven't been in contact with for a while and you see they have some interesting members of the opposite sex, for example, and you see the interactions and whatnot, you could see it's not romantic interest. You could even reach out to your friend, maybe, and suggest a possible contact. One of my clients within my existing Facebook group just met an amazing guy, a firefighter, actually, in her next town, and they've been together for the last couple of months, and it's going amazing. And they met on Facebook, and how that was is that he had seen a mutual friend, like one of her pictures. So he checked her out, saw that she was single, and saw that she was really active and doing things that he was also interested in. Right. So they made a connection, and here 2 months later, they're going strong.
Yeah, that's funny. There's some definite signs on Facebook too that you're open to looking. I mean, obviously your relationship status as single, your behavior on Facebook or liking pictures, etc. That can get somebody's attention, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So a part and parcel of that is that whenever I was checking out a particular person that I was interested in when I was online dating, and I suggested it to my clients as well, check out the person's Facebook profile and kind of have an idea of what they're into and see if it correlates, like I mentioned earlier, with things that you're into. or if the person is into something that is really off center for you. You know what I mean? At least to step aside and not to move forward. Facebook can give some really valuable clues. Recently, that's Facebook, but what about LinkedIn? Right? The same type of principle. Maybe the approach would be a little bit more conservative. And I have been single for a while. I've been with somebody for the last year, but a professional guy reached out to me recently and just said hello, made a professional connection, waited a few days, then wanted to, look at possibly chatting, that type of thing. I checked out his profile. I'm not moving forward, but I appreciated his approach.
Hmm.
Right. And I'll be talking to my male clients about that going forward as well. It was done in such a nice way that, you know, it just gave a really good impression and opened the door to another way of meeting someone.
Yeah, no, I like that. That's great. That's great. Never, I don't use LinkedIn much. I get well, yeah, for other reasons, but that's really that's a great suggestion. Well, okay, so social media can be a great tool, but if you're hesitant to do that, if friends and family, you're kind of your social circle is limited, but there are some other ways to create connections that maybe we don't think about, such as, I love this,
Yeah.
walking your dog.
Yeah, it's just incredible. I mean, with my boyfriend, we have a dog, and oftentimes I'll go out walking to the dog park around. And when you come together, I don't know if you have a dog or not, Silka, but it just blows my mind that every time you walk by somebody else who has a dog, the dogs want to say hi, right? And then if the dogs they really get along, then you start chatting to the other person, right? So if it's a member of the opposite sex, it could get very interesting because it's like it's a license to start talking, right? And you don't feel weird. You don't feel weird about the situation at all. It can happen very organically. Dog parks are an amazing place to meet people. So if you don't have a dog, no big deal. You know what I would do is that I love dogs, so I would walk by a dog park, and there's people coming and going all the time, and it's such an easy, natural place, an organic place to start up a conversation with someone. And I would say, Silka, not to necessarily target, if you're a girl, the guys, or vice versa, but just start talking to people in general. And you know what that's going to do is just going to make it so much easier for you. It's like you're practicing, right? Just approaching strangers in nice, natural ways, so it won't feel awkward for you, because if it feels awkward for you, it could feel awkward for the other person. So if I can make another suggestion, Silka, think about things that you love to do and love to do, but not alone. Let's say, for example, that if you are interested in philosophy, that you register yourself at a course, for example. If you want to better your public speaking or just get more comfortable with speaking to people or in public in general, you could look at joining your local Toastmasters chapter, for example. And it's a place where you can go and there are professionals there to help and coach you along, and you meet some incredible people. You often get to meet people from other chapters at the same time. So, I talked earlier about a strategy. Okay, would you like to hear about that
Absolutely.
strategy,
That's
Silke?
yes.
Okay. So, the strategy is that make a decision, right? That every day when you leave the house, you make an effort to put yourself in front of the public where you have an opportunity to meet other people. And it could be guys or girls, but ultimately that your interest is in finding a mate or a love interest. So this could be, instead of working from home one day, to work in the coffee shop. And then when you go out and when you go for groceries, maybe make it a target to talk to at least one person as you're grocery shopping, for example. Make it a target as well to do something in the direction of your passions every day. Be it, like, say, if you love gardening, if you love reading, um, you know, there's community gardens, for example, where you could go and, you could plant, you could interact with other people. If you love to read, don't read by yourself at home. Go to the local coffee shop or even a library for example. There's so many things that are out there, that, and also meetup groups. And I'm not talking just, meetup groups for meeting, eligible singles or, singles events. I'm talking about things which, you like mountain climbing, but you don't know anybody that mountain climbs. Well, join a meetup mountain climbing group.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, great point. Why not? Learn something about it. How do you, well, I guess you can't target age then. But sometimes you can, but it's all about making the connection, I think is what you're saying.
Yeah, so that's a really good point. In terms of you can do that with meetup groups. You can join groups according to age, like a 30s group, a 50s group, a 60s group, whatever it is. You can join groups, but you know what? There's nothing wrong with interacting with people that are younger than you at the same time, because even though they may not be a potential match, maybe they know someone, maybe their dad, their uncle, whatever, right?
Exactly.
Referrals is amazing. That's what we talked about at the beginning, right?
Yeah, you want to come across as somebody that would be great to be with, or does, oh, I have the person for you.
Yes. When you start working on yourself and you really open yourself up to meeting other people, you see people that you didn't previously see because you were focused, okay, I'm going to find my love, for example, on online dating. Once you start building it into your daily ritual of doing things organically to meet other people and really deciding to take those blinders off and look at people around you and having the chutzpah, having the guts to just make casual, organic conversation with people around you and really work on putting yourself out there. I really believe if you want to achieve anything great in life, like a great relationship, it can come just like that, but generally speaking, from what I've seen, from what I've experienced and my clients, it's worth the while to invest the time, the effort, and the mindset to putting yourself out there to meet someone, and you grow in the process.
Yeah. Well, and especially if you've been online dating, if you're frustrated with it, if you're just tired of that whole scene, it is great,
Yes.
like as you said, to get your mindset a jump start and connect and learn or learn again, I should say, what it's really like to be in the real world versus behind a screen. We're starting to come to the end of our segment. Is there anything else specific that we haven't talked about? Another recommendation?
Yeah, so, and this will lead into another segment, and that is another activity that you can do to meet people is specifically those that are also looking for love, is to look at speed dating. And that could be in-person speed dating or virtual speed dating. And I was actually a facilitator for that for quite a while. So I'm really looking forward to having that conversation with you, Silka.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. I will come back for a whole other segment on that because they're saying that was so interesting to me that speed dating is actually embraced by our age group more than any other, which just blew me away. So, well, Tina, thank you so much. It's nice to just start thinking about, other options that, yeah, we're not dependent. If online dating doesn't work for you, that's okay. There you can get back in the real world and rejuvenate your approach to finding love. I will link, of course, to all of your information so people can get in touch with you directly, and we'll see you on our next segment on Second Act TV.
Great. Thank you.
If you haven't already done so, please be sure to subscribe to our channel. The button is right here. And if there's a topic that you'd like to have us cover, please visit our website, secondact.tv. There's a little red suggestion box in the upper right-hand corner of our site. Just click on that, send us an email. We'd love to hear from you. See you next time.